Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Yo, what's good, y'all? What's the word? What's going on? How everybody doing out there? Y'all already know what it is, man. We are back again, and it's time for the Tuesday banger. That's a lot, y'all. It's time for the Tuesday banger, man. It's time for the Tuesday banger, man. That's a lock, and I got one. I keep a banger at all times. But like I always say before I start these videos off, man, I have no problem delivering this content to everybody that's out there working hard, working a 9 to 5. Everybody that's out there with their own business, getting to that bag the legit way. I make sure y'all got something to watch in the mornings, man. I promise y'all there's no problem on my end. I also have no problem making sure I'm warning y'all and telling y'all about how dangerous prison is. I only ask for one thing in the process, though, and that's for y'all to just stay out the way, man. That's it, man. I don't want to see y'all ruin your life, man. I don't want to see you have to go through what I've been through. I want to see y'all stay out here with y'all family, man, where you belong, man. You know, a lot of us is out here doing things, man. You know, we just don't really know what we doing, man. We just doing it to fit in. We doing it to be down. We doing it to be cool with these guys, to be part of the crew. Like, we're doing it for a bunch of dumb reasons, man. That's why we're doing a lot of the bad things, man. Like, you got to be able to control your own body, man, and tell yourself that you don't really have nothing to prove, even at a young age. I know at a young age, a lot of y'all feel like y'all got something to prove, but you really don't have nothing to prove, man, to nobody but yourself and your family. That's it, man. And by being able to prove something to yourself and your family is being able to stay out there with them, man, the whole entire time of your life, man. You don't want to miss a beat when it comes to your family. I'm letting you know now, man. I see so many guys that have been locked up behind bars and get visits, and you know, they get letters or they get whatever the case when they talk on the phone, man, on birthdays and holidays, man. And I see dudes go back in their room and cry. The most craziest, wildest dudes from the cities, you will see it, man. It hurts. That part of leaving your family, that hurts, man. I don't care how tough you are, man. So if you don't want to go through that, if you don't want to have that experience of feeling like, man, I left my family behind all because of nothing at the end of the day, because that's what you're doing. You're doing this all for nothing. So if you don't want to go through that, man, I'm telling you right now, man, just chill out. Stay out the way with us, man. Just change your life around. That's all I'm asking y'all to do, man. Period. But y'all already know what it is, man. This is the Tuesday banger. So what I need y'all to do with this one? Like, shit, subscribe to y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. But it's time for business. Time for business, y'all. The story I got for y'all today is called He Had Real Liquor. Part 1. Crazy story, crazy situation. But we are aware, people. We in penitentiary, man, where crazy things happen all the time, man. I'm telling y'all, man, like, you have so many dudes in there, man, like, their hustles be like the best hustles you ever seen in your life, man. You'll look at a lot of dudes in prison and be like, for real, if you apply that hustle like you doing here to on the streets, man, you might can go out there and become a millionaire, man, because dudes will go to the extreme with hustling in prison, man. Like, you'll see the best hustlers come out and you'll see everybody trying to compete. Y'all already know that's what hustling is, man. Hustling is about competing, man, trying to be the best or whatever you're trying to be the best of, man. And like, you will see the same things happen in penitentiary, y'all. I'm telling y'all. So with that being said, though, we on Lawrenceville for this, y'all. We on Lawrenceville. And I can remember being in the 60 building for this one, man. The second time around game, man. Not San Francisco time, but it's the second time I was in there, man. And like, a lot of things happened when I went over there. And it's like, I experienced a lot of things, man. I met a lot of different people because when you get moved to the another side of the yard in Lawrenceville, it feels like you're in another prison because it's like a whole new regime of people, COs, all type of stuff, man. So like, when I got moved over there, I had to adapt, man. I wasn't happy about it, but I had to adapt to the situation, man. So like, when I was over there, man, like, I just kind of like just try to keep doing what I was doing, but like not in a major light, like showing what I was doing on the other side. Like, people from the other side knew who I was. They knew I was a dude that can get to that money. They knew I was a dude that can get to that pack. When I moved over there, I had the pack. But like, since that was over with, man, I had to kind of change up, man, and like become somebody that moved more in the shadows, man. So like, I did a lot of watching and just observing when I was over there, man. And I did that just on the strength that y'all already know my routine. I be trying to dip. I be trying to get back to the other side of the yard. Like, y'all don't be getting it, man. Like, going back to where you familiar to, man, like, it's better. You know more people over there. You got more clout over there. You know how to move over there. It's just a different situation. Like, I come over there to dudes that was moving like I'm moving on the other side. So I had to get used to that type of movement, man. So, like, when I was over there, man, when I had first moved over in the pod, man, like, the first time I was over there, I had a good celly, man, and he went to the hole. And then the second celly I had got, man, I'm not going to say where he was from, but he wasn't from the 757. He wasn't from Tidewater, man. But when he first moved to my cell, like, he was cool. I ain't going to lie. He was cool, man. And we're going to call him Bobby, man. Now, Bobby was dark-skinned, bald-head dude, had a little size to him. He was, like, a little bigger than me. He wasn't muscular. He was a little fat dude a little bit, man. He had a little bit more size than me. But he was cool, though, man. Like, Bobby minded his business. You know what I mean? Bobby minded his business, but Bobby whole thing was, man, Bobby wanted to get some money. You know what I mean? Like, of course, he wanted to be the dude that had the la-la, or maybe have the tobacco, or maybe have the D-block, or whatever, the Sabashi scripts, whatever. He just wanted somebody to just give him an opportunity to get some money. So he used to always complain to me about how the dudes from his city never gave him an opportunity. Like, dudes be mad and hating on him and doing this and doing that. So it's like, he was like, yo, if I ever get my opportunity and I get ready, if I ever get an opportunity and I'm gonna lock it down, I ain't looking out for nobody. And he used to always say that, and I used to tell him, like, yo, bro, it's hard to hustle in prison and not look out for nobody from your city. Like, I mean, like, you can be that guy, but like, at the end of the day, like, it never really works out. I have seen that not go down right too many times. So I used to give him that game, and he used to listen, but he was a little older than me. So, like, you know, he would listen to what he really wanted to listen to. Like, you know, he'll be acting like he listening, but at the same time, like, he ain't really listening. He just so anxious to get his opportunity, man. So, like, you know, like, when it came to the la-la and it came to the tobacco, he would see, and I would bring that in the cell. I would bring that in the cell. He would see how I was moving, and then he would be like, man, you know, he always got questions, and I used to spin him. I used to spin him a lot because I just felt like, you know, even though we were roommates, like, we was just getting to know each other and all that stuff, like, and he was just too anxious to get into a position. Like, when I see dudes that's just really, really, really anxious to be that guy, I always watch them, man, like, cause you never know what to expect, man, because dudes be just so thirsty to be that person, man. And like, when you get that position, like, what you gonna do with it? I used to always tell him that, bro, you ever get in that position, bro, what you gonna do, bro? Do you know how to do this? Do you know how to do that? You gonna have a phone to clean your money? You gonna know, like, bro, it's levels to getting that money, bro. That's what I used to always tell him. He's like, man, look, all that come with it. If I ever get in a position, then all that come with it, man. Look, watch, Weezy, I'm gonna tell you, he used to just go on and on and on and on. So when I would come in the cell with stuff, like I say, he would ask questions and he'll be happy because I still would look out for him. You know, we'll definitely mess with the la-la together. He was my roommate. I'd probably give him a feezy to go mess with his homeboys by himself or whatever the case. I would play fair with him, man. But like, I would say to myself though, like, you know, if he ever would get in a predicament to get some money, I know he'll play fair with me. You know what I mean? So like I say, Bobby used to try everything. He would try everything under the sun. And I say that because, like, at first I used to play pass on when I used to get my homeboy's cell phone. Like, my homeboy used to let me hold his cell phone while he was at school. But my homeboy was in 70 building. So like, I would meet bro outside, like I was going to Mob 3, like I'm going to Early Child, and he would give me the jack. I'll go back in the pod, back in my building with the jack. And I would use his phone all the way up until dinner time. I'll meet him at dinner time, give him his phone back. That's really all the time that I needed, y'all. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Like, I didn't have a situation, or I didn't have my own route, or I didn't have really like women to be like just this bull jiving with all day. Like, no, I used to get his phone and try to just connect the dots in different little areas. And just in case something do come up, I would be ready. And you know, I can still call my family. I do whatever I want with it. But at first I used to spin Bobby with the jump because I told y'all he used to scare me about all this getting money talk he used to always say. But at first, but after a while, I kind of figured out like I can't spin him no more. Like, you know, I don't want to keep putting the cut up every time. I got to run to my man's cell and use the jack. So one day, I just went on and told him, I was like, yo, look, man, my man be letting me hold the jack. Blah, 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 blah. You got to take care of anything? He was like, yeah, I got to take care of something. Man, let me call my cousins, my aunties in there, bro. I'm trying to handle this, man. Yeah, bro, let me take care of that. So I give him the jack. Now, I didn't leave out. I'll stay right there in the cell with him while he used the phone. And when Bobby used to use the phone, he would try to connect the dots. You know what I mean? He would, man. He would be trying to love. Hey, cuz, so look, cuz, well, I thought you was going to find a girl to come through for me, cuz. Then like, then I don't know what his cousin used to be saying, that he'll hang up with him, then he'll call his aunt. And then when he called his aunt, I'm thinking that he had like one of those aunts who was like a young aunt. Because that he used to talk to her like she was basically his sister, kind of like. And he's like, man, look, I thought you was going to find a girl for me. And she wasn't with it. She never was with it, man. Like, she never, now I'm not going to say she wasn't with it, but she never produced, basically, is what I'm saying, man. So, like, through all the times I used to have the phone, man, like, he used to want to be the top hustler or get in a position where he can be a hustler, but he never can make it happen, y'all. So, boom. So, I used to tell him, bro, just be patient, bro. Wait your turn. Like, I used to give him a little bit of hope. You know what I mean? Like, bro, your time gonna come regardless, man. And like, he used to be all right. Every blue moon, he'll get a card out there. You know what I mean? They'll send him $25 if he can get him a cup of tobacco or something like that. Like, they wouldn't send him a lot, never. You know what I mean? I never understood that though, man. So like, Bobby just was stuck in a predicament where, his getting money skills like would never be able to be on display because he could never get in a position, man. So like, he didn't let that like discourage him to being who he was. Like, you would think somebody like my roommate would be the guy that's down on the officers and like trying to get a woman or get a dude CEO or whatever the case to bring that pack. Like, you would think that's what he would be doing, but no, he wasn't one of those guys. Like, he was worse than me. Like, I wouldn't really say nothing to the CEO women or nothing like that, and he wouldn't either. So I guess he thought his opportunity was gonna come from somebody actually throwing him an alley hoop. But at the end of the day, that never was happening, man. So I'll say for like another month, the time of when I told y'all he would use the phone, I first let him know about it, and he still couldn't make it happen. I'll say like a month later, man, like I can remember he came in the cell, he was super happy. Like he was deep, like he was extra happy, man, like to the point where like I could tell that, you know what I mean, it was good news that he was about to tell me. So when he opened the door, he came in the room, he was like, "Hey, Weezy, hey man, they done brought my dog in here now, bro. Yeah, they done brought my dog in here now, bro." I'm like, I moved the cut. I'm like, he told me they moved somebody in. He like, yeah, he about to come in here now. I was like, who? He was like, my dog, bro, my dog. I was like, what's up with him? What's good? What he bring the pack? You know what I mean? I had to make sure. What he bring the pack? He was like, oh no. I thought he was about like, yeah, bro, he come through. That man said, no, he don't bring the pack. No, he don't bring no pack. He ain't going to do no VI. I'm like, so what you so happy about then, bro? Like, why you so, like, you just hit the lottery or something, bro? Why you feel so good right now? He was like, man, I'm going to tell you in a minute. So he stormed out. So when he stormed out, I get up, put my flip-flops on. I walk to the door and I look. I'm looking, I'm like, so I see they bring this dude in, you know what I mean? So the dude they bring in, you know what I mean? He kind of like skinny dude, probably look like he in his late 20s, you know what I mean? Brown skinned dude, little slim dude, had the low cut. He walk in. You know what I mean? I could tell from inside his cart. I see it like I'm over top looking from my cell. I can see the cart down at the bottom. So he got a TV, he got food. I could tell, you know what I mean? He been on the compound or whatever the case, or he came from another compound. Who knows? But he's coming in the joint. So they put him in the cell back in the handicap joint, like all the way to the right corner game. You know what I mean? So he went back to that joint. So he go back there. Now the dude he's in the room with is in a wheelchair. You know what I mean? But the dude he's in the wheelchair. But the dude that's in the wheelchair is in there. He a cool dude, white dude, cool, you know what I mean? Ain't be on no BS. So he moved back into the handicap. So I came out to get some ice. So when I come down the steps, I pinned my roommate down there talking to him. You know what I mean? Bobby was down there talking to the dude. So as Bobby was down there talking to him, I'm about to get ready to go back up the steps. I'm like, he like, hey, Weezy, hey, come here right quick, bro. Come here. I'm like, what's up? He like, come here right quick. I'm like, I walk around the steps. I'm like, what's up? Like, man, look, this is my homeboy Tim right here, man. We gonna call him Tim. He was like, yo, this is my homeboy Tim. I was like, what's up, bro? He was like, what's up, what's good with y'all? Like, ain't nothing. He was like, man, what be going on in this junk, man? I be like, bro, regular activity, bro. Like, this, like, dudes be doing them. It's kind of laid back in this junk. He was like, man, look, I don't even want to ask him, man, because he, you know what I mean? I want to ask somebody that been in this junk. He was like, hey, look, hey, bro, I be making the drinks, man. Like, you know what I mean? Do they be messing with people that be making the drinks? I'm like, oh, you be making the drinks? He be like, yeah, I be making the drinks. I'm like, oh, nah, this is definitely the camp then. Like, I was like, you can't do it out in their face. And I was like, the wrong dude smelling, he probably blitzed your joint. I said, so you got to be on point. But at the end of the day, it's not one of them camps where they just running down for the drinks. So I was like, they give you the fruit to make it, so you can definitely make the drinks. I said, you make a cannonball? He was like, bro, I make a cannonball. I was like, what? I said, everybody say that though, man. I said, Tim, right? He was like, yeah. I said, bro, everybody say that, bro. We gonna find out though. He was like, nah, look, I make cannonballs. He was like, I make cannonballs to the point where I can burn my joint off and make clear. I was like, oh, you make the clear game too? He was like, yeah, I make the clear too. So I was like, oh, all right, we're gonna see what's up, man. He was like, yeah, look, I'm just trying to, he was like, I brought all my stuff with me. I was like, where you just come from? He was like, I just came from Greensville. I was like, oh, word? He was like, yeah. He was like, I just came from Greensville. He was like, they shipped me, man, with some BS, man. And like, he never really got into it. And I really wanted to ask him, but I ain't know him that good to really ask him. But he was like, yeah, they shipped me for some BS or whatever the case. I'm like, all right. That's what's up. But I'm like, yo, this camp is one of them camps for the drinks, bro. You know what I mean? So he was like, yeah, look, I got all my stuff with me. But he was like, look, man, look, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to crank up. Like, y'all help me with the fruit. Somebody in the kitchen that can get the fruit. I was like, ask Bobby, bro. Bobby be knowing the dudes. I was like, I really don't know. I just buy the drinks, bro. I don't do a whole lot of, you know what I mean, this and that. He was like, oh, all right, that's what's up. He was like, but look, though, you mess with the drinks like that, bro? I was like, yeah, I mess with the drinks, bro. I was like, yeah, but I only drink cannonballs. Like, you ain't making no cannonball. Cannonball! You're not making nothing like that. I don't want it, my guy. So boom. He was like, nah. He was like, look, I'm gonna let you taste my junk. Trust me on that. So he seemed really confident about his drinks. And that was something I really wanted to hear because, you know, it be so many people like, it's so easy to make wine on Lawrenceville. So everybody would try it. You have dudes be like, I ain't paying him, I'm gonna make my own wine because it's really easy to make once you find out how to make the recipe and once you find out how to make your base and all that in the beginning. It's really an easy recipe with the rest. You just gotta make sure you burping it and doing all the right things and you will have a good drink. You know what I mean? So like everybody would try to do it, but a lot of people wouldn't be good with it. So you would have those certain people that you know like, yo man, Unc make a missile, or he make a missile, or he make a missile, or the white dude make a missile. It be different dudes that make missiles, but when you run across a dude to make a missile, you definitely gonna spend some bread. And when I say spend some bread, dudes buy the wine in the clear, just like how they buy the Lala in the D block or whatever else be for sale that you gotta spend for with numbers. You know what I mean? It be the same thing. So like, you know, it was okay. It was kind of cool hearing that, you know, that my roommate homeboy was the guy that said he can make a cannonball, but you know, we're gonna find out, y'all. So boom. So I peeled off and let them talk. I went back upstairs in my room and chilled. You know what I mean? When it was lockdown time, my roommate came back upstairs. He was super duper happy. I was like, yo, calm down. He was like, no, that's my dog, bro. Yeah, hey, look, watch. He about to have his joint lit. Watch what I say. He about to have his joint lit. And right when he said that, like, and as he was saying that, I was already thinking, like, yo, when I first moved in, they was like the dude that make the missile. He ended up moving to the side of the yard I was on. You know what I mean? So he wasn't even in the pod no more. Then it was just different people that was making it other than that. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, that's crazy. We're going to see though, man. You know what I mean? He was like, watch. He going to let me sell it too. So I'm going to be the one selling it. So I told you I'm going to get back. Watch what I tell you. Watch how everybody be calling me now. So I'm like, all right, we're going to see, man. So like, you know, through the first week, I guess dude went and got his base right. The dude tell me he got his base right through the first week. Then we go to commissary that following week. I think it was that following week we went to commissary. So that's when he went on and ordered all the candy. But I'm thinking he already had candy and all that because he was just prepared. He just needed the base and do all that. So he got all that right the first week. And then when commissary came, he dropped. When he dropped, I never knew how much he was dropping. You know what I mean? I never knew none of that, man. But my roommate called me down to the handicap one day, man. And like, you know, the handicap sales, y'all, they're not shaped like the regular sales where they have the bunk beds on Lawrenceville. No, they have a bunk bed and a bunk bed. So it's like the room is bigger because it's basically somebody that's a handicap basically in the wheelchair game. So they make it bigger. That's why they be on the ends like that. So my roommate called me in the room one day. And he called me down there to the handicap junk, man. I was like, what's up? But as I got closer, when I got closer to his door and I was about to grab the junk, I just smelt the hall. When I say hall, like I smelt the junk cooking. I smelt that junk cooking, man. Dudes that been locked up that make wine or new dudes that make wine, y'all know what I'm talking about. I was like, dang, I opened the door up. I was like, yo, I opened that joint up when I went in the cell. I was like, whoa, that junk smelled like the ABC store game. I was like, oh, that junk, I was like, dang, that junk cannonball. He was like, yeah, told you. Yeah, junk cannonball, man. Yeah, man. I was like, man, that junk, wow. Like, bro, that's what's up, bro. Like, this junk, he was like, look, taste this. I was like, bro, it's only been 3 days since we went to come. He's like, man, taste this. He went in the bag and he dipped the cup in the junk a little bit. He was like, hand it to me. It won't drain, it won't be clean or nothing yet. You know, dudes clean their wine on Lawrenceville, but this wasn't even clean yet. But I didn't care. I was like, dang. I was like, whoa. Man, that man had to make that junk with all Dr. Peppers or Pepsis or whatever because he had the dark burgundy looking type of yacht. I was like, yo, that junk cannonball, bro. He was like, told you. Yeah, hey, look how much I got. Don't come around the junk. So they had like, you know, they covered the toilet up with a sheet because that's how, when you're handicapped, you want to block off the beds from the bathroom area, you know what I mean? So I walked to where the bathroom junk was at, and he had 2 more big bags right there, including the bag that was over there. I said, bro, how many gallons is this? He was like, I made 5 gallons. I was like, 5 gallons? I was like, what? Hey, 5 gallons? He was like, yeah. He was like, cuz I'm gonna burn off 3 gallons. And I'm gonna make this clear. And I'm gonna show you what I do. I'm gonna show you how I make this money. I looked over at my roommate Bobby. Bobby was like, yeah, I'm gonna let him sell it though, man. Look at him. He happy now. Bobby was like, what you mean? Yeah, these dudes been dragging me all this time being here. Let me sell it, bro. Yeah, let me sell it. So I'm like, What you want for one of them gallons, bro? He was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna let you buy a gallon. Yeah, and I'm gonna let you taste the clear. You might want to buy that. I said, no, I want a gallon of wine, bro. I want 12 cups, bro. He was like, all right, look, this is what you do then, look. Just order me $20, bro. I'm gonna give you a list for $20. Can you do that? So I'm like, a list? But like, I thought about how good that wine tastes. I was like, bro, that's a lot, bro. So boom. I already put my bed in, man. 2 days later, my roommate come back upstairs and was like, here. I was like, what's this? He was like, this is the gallon. The joint already clean, you know what I mean? I look at it, I was like, oh my God. Open the door, call my man, hey bro, come here. My homeboy come over there, jump. Yo, so it's me, my homeboy, and my roommate, and said, so I'm like, boom, I dip a cup. I grab a shot cup, because we do shot cups, y'all. Like, we'll dip the big cup, and then we'll have the medicine cup where you take your medicine at. We'll use that. Those are Lawrenceville shot cups, basically, but it's the medicine cup when you go to medical to take your pill, whatever. Man, we pouring them joints, boom. I pour him one, he knock it down, boom. Pour him a roommate one, he'll knock it down, boom. After you do like a whole cup, everybody will knock it down at least 2-3 times, but it's like you knocking it down. It's like it gets you drunk faster. Either way, man, it's the way you drink on Lawrenceville. That's how dudes was drinking on Lawrenceville when I was up there. You know what I mean? So like, we hit the first cup, but as I was tasting it though, I was like, that junk was strong, y'all. I'm like, yo, this junk cannonball. So my roommate now, everybody, hey Bobby, hey Bobby, hey Bobby. He running out, I'll be back. He dip, he come back. He like, look, hey, roll that up, Weezy. I'm like, what's this? He like, man, it's a Fiji, bro. Roll it up. I'm like, he coming back with la and everything. So he brought me and my homeboy up there getting lit. We like 3 cups in. We 3 cups in. We up there. I roll the Fiji. He come back. We hit the Fiji. My roommate come back. Was like, hey, look, roll that up, Weezy. I'm like, I look. He got a big 50 sack of tobacco. I'm like, where you get this from? He was like, man, don't worry about that, man. We get your money now, Weezy. We get your money now. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, man. Like, I was happy to see that he finally reached an area in his life where he felt like he was touching some paper, man. Even though it wasn't a lot of paper, and even though he was working for somebody, man, he still felt like he belonged, man, to the hustling world, y'all. So boom. So I was a little happy, man. I wouldn't lie to y'all, man. I was happy to see that he was moving the way he was moving, because he definitely was running around selling the yak. So he was doing the right thing. So after a while, we hear a knock at the door. Yo, dude come through, Tim come in, he happy. He like, told you, yeah, that joint fire, ain't it? That joint fire, ain't it, bro? I was like, yeah, this joint fire, bro. I was like, man, that joint crazy, man. He was like, look, hit this door. I was like, what's this? He pulled out a water bottle, and it was clear. Like, it was like, this was my first time seeing it. You know what I mean? I have seen clear a lot of times, but this was my first time seeing it like this clear. Like, this was really clear. I was like, he was like, it's safe to drink, bro. Trust me. You don't see nothing. Look, you see anything floating in there? I was like, nah. He was like, hit it. I was like, I smelled that joint. That joint was like rubbing alcohol. I said, damn, bro. He was like, yeah, told you. Put the top back on. He was like, yeah, that's the clear right there. I want $50 a bottle for that. I want to send out, you know what I mean? He was like, but look, for the wine I want to give out a list. My wine good enough to give out the list. So I was like, yeah, bro, that shit is a cannonball, bro. He was like, yeah, man. You know what I mean? So like, from that point on in the block, man, like Tim and my roommate Bobby, they had that shit on smash. Yo, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, the wine is like the pack. The wine is like the pack. So the way he was doing it, that he had some gallons that came up. Then he had some gallons that was still cooking that was keep coming up. So he was like, he was never running out of material. It looked like he was never running out of wine. That's what it was looking like, man. So he was just coming up with shit, coming up with shit, coming up with shit, coming up with shit, coming up with shit. So they was doing good. I ain't even gonna lie, man. I watched them do it for like 2 weeks, man. Like, they was just winning off the wine. People need that shit. You got people birthdays, you got holidays, you got all this shit that be happening. Dudes be wanting that wine, man. So like, I'm watching them win for a while. They winning like that's what's going on. Lawrenceville really don't fuck with you like that. If you got a police ass nigga, you just gotta be careful. Like, you know what I mean? Dudes will see niggas going to shake somebody's cell down, niggas that grab a wine. It be so many people trying to help to save the jump. You'll see niggas goddamn doing the pass off. And next thing you know, you'll see a nigga just go stand in the shower with that motherfucker till they finish. You know what I mean? Niggas just in the shower till they finish with that bitch, man. Like, fuck that, nigga ain't taking this wine. Niggas work together when it come to that wine, man. So like, everybody was rocking with my roommate and the nigga Tim. That fast, man. Them niggas became the top guys in the block. Like, it wasn't really nobody in there hustling super crazy. It was them niggas, man, off the fucking wine. They was fucking winning. they was winning, man. Like everything was going smooth. So I'll say probably about a month of everything going smooth, man. They end up moving this dude that was in 70 building. Now, the dude that they moved from 70 building, we gonna call him Lewis, man. Now, I used to see him. He worked on the yard, you know what I mean? I never knew where he was from, so I'm not even gonna say where he from anyway, but I never really knew where he was from. But he used to work on the yard. He definitely wasn't from Norfolk or Tidewater or nothing like that, but he was a dude that used to work on the yard. He was one of them smooth old heads. He had the waves, you know what I mean? But he had the little gray streak in the waves. He had the beard with the gray in it, you know what I mean? But he kept himself trimmed up real nice. He kept himself groomed, outfit looking, you know what I mean, up to par. And he was one of those guys that used to be down on the women, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know what had happened to get him to move from 70 building, but they moved him from 70 building, you know what I mean? So he in our block. When I come downstairs, I see him. He's in the block. So I'm like, I ain't asking him questions. What dude doing here? I ain't say nothing. I just noticed old smooth old head in this bitch now. You know what I mean? So I ain't say shit. But goddamn, I looked up. I seen my roommate. You know what I mean? My roommate, you know what I mean, doing his thing. You know what I mean? My roommate was still running around, hustling with the wine, putting plays together, getting dudes to order shit. He did his job. He was doing what he's supposed to be doing, man. And goddamn, everything was going smooth. But like, the rumor came back that the dude Lewis that they had moved in the block, they said he had ended up getting moved because he had the bride. You know what I mean? It was like he ended up booking the old head sergeant lady that was working 70 building. Like, you would think when you see this lady, man, lady had gray hair too, and you would think that she was unbookable. Man, I promise you, man, they said old head booked the check, man. So like, they said he had her, you know what I mean? So they was like, yo, she used to be bringing them shit, you know what I mean? Like, old head be getting it in. So like, when the dude came and told me this, my roommate walked in the cell as the dude was telling me this shit. So he listening to the shit as he getting his shit right to get ready to go back out and do what he was doing. So he heard about dude. He was like, who was that? The dude just moved in. So the dude was like, yeah. He was like, man, as long as he don't get in our way, we hustle. As long as we don't get in our way, bro. Dude was like, man, look. Last words the dude said before he left out, dude was like, look, you just gotta get used to it now because goddamn, Lewis be hustling too, goddamn it.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes.